Yo, what is going on, guys? This is episode 15 of the Dekestry. We're almost at 20, and we're rolling on in this episode, scoring a quick goal, which was very fluky, but we'll take it, I guess. And that is by Alexander Semin, who is newly acquired, but may be leaving soon, but you guys got to watch out. And if you guys didn't watch last episode, we had 4 points, so we go into this game possibly getting point number 5, and we get a really nice goal right there. Sort of lucky, but I thought that was really nice. A nice little snipe by Stamkos, giving us a 2-0 lead. Moving on in on the second period, the end of the second period, we do some dekes with Green. Green gets through, and it would go off his skate, but obviously there wasn't kicking motion there, and that would be a good goal to give us a 3-0 lead. Moving on in, we had this game all at hand, right? And he gets a quick one there, but that's fine. It's just Parise. I mean, he's not going to do anything. Comes in on again, and that one in, a little bit questionable there, but we've got this. Nothing could go wrong, right? We've got a 3-0 lead, and yeah.
He slides across. It's behind him. Is it in the net? It is. They score.
That's a disgrace. That's a disgrace.
So yeah, he came back, and we were going the power play in overtime, and Giroux to Bouwmeester, quick little overtime goal with only 20 seconds in, so that would be point number 5, and we're going to make a huge change, a huge move. Semin's been really good, but we're going to change Semin for Jonathan Taves, and he's also going to be the new captain.
Who said the motivation's all wrong? Not your decision. The detonation of a time bomb. Which way is up when your high is low? It's time to find it. Are you ready to go? Bloodshot against the clear blue sky. Tick tock, I think the well is running dry. My, I can't lie. I need a shot again. That sweet adrenaline.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. That video took some time to make. We're going to pop in this game, and yeah, he's going to pop one in the back of our net. Then we're going to pop one in the back of his net with Grabowski, who's been pretty good. He's a very solid player for like 700 pucks. I do recommend him. And then he's going to snipe it with Hamhuis off a pretty bad defensive play by me. And then we're going to take the puck back with Giroux, throw it to Green. Green, complete great shot on net. That almost went in. Just kidding. Giroux back to Duchesne, and Duchesne would find the back of the net again, even though he didn't score the first goal. But he found the back of the net for our team again. And on the power play, which has been a little bit dying out lately, Stamkos will snipe that. Just kidding. He would not. But Duchesne would find the back of the net again. That time I did mean it. So a 3-2 lead for us. We'd pop in, get a little bit of a break there with that pass, and then that was extremely lucky. But yeah, he meant to do that. Raymond would take the 4-2 lead for our team, and he would come on in, and he would get a rebound goal to get this game almost at a tie game. 4-3 lead for me. And then in the third period, we would take it with Green, and he would throw it to Ovechkin, and Ovechkin would make it a 5-3 lead for us, and that would pretty much be the end of this game. We would quickly move it around, and yeah, he would just quit. Kind of a random leaving. He could still came back. There was still like 7 minutes left, but he quit, so that's 1 point for us. We were starting off with 0, but we're back at 1 now, and we're going to throw it to Gabrick, who's a very good player, but he is a bit expensive. He's like 160K, so he'd give us a 1-0 lead. and he would come on in and score with Taves. By the way, this is our first game in Division 1. We finally hit Division 1. It's taken a really long time, I gotta say. And this guy's team was amazing. I think his team was actually better than mine. He had Char, he had Ovechkin, he had Stamkos, he had Taves, and he also had a 2-1 lead with Rick Nash scoring. And then we were on the power play again, and this very nice goal, boom, right there. That was a very sick goal. I think Ovechkin has another one of those that went bar down. But yeah, Ovechkin and his one-timer is beautiful, and that power play that I've been trying to get even better, I think it's 34% in the past month, which is very good. My power play last year in NHL 13 was 15%, so it doubled, and a large part of that goes to Ovechkin. He scores like 80% of the power play goals, and we would tie the game at 2, and that was a pretty lucky play on my part, and we do keep it in onside, and Giroux does come on in, and he would score a backhand forehand. Very lucky goal on my part, but it would be a 3-2 lead for me, and hey, I can't complain because I've had a bunch of bunch of goals, not that was a fine goal, but a bunch of goals that shouldn't have went in, and really unlucky on my part. But he would take the tie game, and then he would also just snipe it right there to make it 4-3, middle way through the second period, and then he would come on in again, and he would just miss that, but that was a good defensive play by me, and Taves would use his incredible speed, and he would find the back of the net there to tie the game at 4, and then we would move on into the end of the third period and throw it to Taves again. Taves do some nice little dekes, and that was a very lucky goal again on my part. So with 1 minute left, we get the lead, and you know how good we are with holding leads. Just kidding. That was a very lucky goal on his part as well, but I guess that's a snipe by Taves, and he would tie the game with a minute left. And then we go to the dreaded shootout, and he would score first with his Ovechkin, and then we would move on in with our Ovechkin to tie him up there. And then he would move on in, and we would make a save, and look at that, that was very nice. If that puck was going a little bit faster back, that might have went in, but great play. And Giroux, nice little dekes right there to give us a 2-1 lead against him. He would move on in and snipe it. And another thing is, I've been terrible at being goalie in shootouts. I feel like it's easier to snipe, obviously, in this game, but I've been terrible. Last year in NHL, I couldn't score, but I could always make the saves, and it's kind of opposite this year. He moves on in to give him the lead, I believe, but we would just take that lead and throw it back and tie it in the shootout. This is a pretty long shootout, I have to say. 3-3, he would move on in, and we would stop him. And then Carlson has got it, and Carlson gets wide. That'll be the move. He got wide. And then he moves in, and he scores. So not good on... That was by Chara, too. He deked out our goalie, so it's not very good to look at. But Green would tie it again in the shootout, so both goalies only made like 2 saves. And then there you go. Let's make it 3 with a poke check. And Fowler, who hasn't taken a shootout shot for us, does win it for us. And that would be point number 2 or 3. I'll tell you guys after this is all done. And we would finish on this game, which go to overtime 0-0. I think that's the first 0-0 game in a long time. That game would be decided in overtime with a minute left, no shootout going there, and that would be a win for us. So congrats, there you go, Stamkos. Now moving on to this game was pretty frustrating. This guy's team was pretty good, and I couldn't really create much offense against him, and that was the complete missed net, and I couldn't get back. I don't know what one of my defensemen just wasn't playing defense, and then I had control on the other one and not in position. He would get a 2-0 lead, and I couldn't get any goals in this game, and I get shut out, so there's a loss. Division 1 is extremely tough, I gotta say. It's so hard to score compared to Division 2 and 3. Moving on into this game, on the penalty kill, he scores shorthanded, and Taves would snipe it to tie the game at 1 against NYR, so I gotta beat this guy. Taves again would move on in, and he would put it to the backhand to give us a 2-1 lead. So good job, Taves. You've been very good for us, very good captain. Might want to give back to Ovechkin, but I don't, and he would tie the game at 2. I don't know what I keep doing with my goalie, but whatever I'm doing, it's not really working out. A lot of these goals they're scoring aren't good because of my part. And then in overtime, that is right, bad play on my power play, and he would finish 5-hole. I don't know what I was doing again with my goalie, but that would be a half point. And now we're moving against the pro, I believe, yeah, pro playoff champs. So They shouldn't be a easy bout, but he's going to move in, and he would score on the 5-on-3 penalty kill. So again, terrible play on my part. And then a little nice play right there by Grabowski to Gabrick, and Gabrick would find the back of the net to tie the game again against our great goalie, which is not on our team anymore, but we remember the great times we had with him, Luongo. And then Gabrick would just take it back from his team and score and break away with Giroux. He's poke-checked us about 6 times, so I knew it was coming, and finally scored in the breakaway. Then he would score again, quick little goal by Gretzky, another goal, and this game's pretty much over. Yeah, we gave him 7 power plays, we gave him another one, and that's number 8, so he's 2 for 8 in the power play, so too many penalties. That would be a loss there, so we're losing games now. We're not going 10-0. Move on in this game. This is a wager match for 15K or whatever it was, and yeah, we played pretty good this game. Definitely not the best. We got some nice little snipe there by Stamkos, and a snipe before by Grabowski, who's been pretty good. And then this play, look at that great save, and I throw it in front for some reason, and it actually does work. And Ovechkin, the old captain, scores for us, and Giroux back to Stamkos. That was a really sick play right there, and this game would end 4-0. So good game to you. It was actually a really exciting game. He just couldn't score on me. It probably would have been like a 4-2, 4-3 game, but it wasn't. So we pick up another point, and then that goes in. This is another wager match. This guy had the milestone Scrivens. He wasn't using them. I think he sold them, but he had him. And this game was for 20K. And we get a terrible goal, and then he would come on in and pop that again on the penalty kill. So I don't know what I'm doing on my power play. It's so good, but I let up too many shorthanded goals. And then on the breakaway, we would score, and that would be the end of this game. So that's another win for us. So we are racking up the points again, but we are losing games. And in this game he would score pretty early, and this was not a very good game on our part. This guy was pretty good. We move in with Raymond with little dekes and dangles, throw it up, and nothing goes in. And then he would come down, Tavares, little moves right there, throw it, and watch this. Like, you can't say I'm playing bad when stuff like that happens, and then he scores. And again, we couldn't score besides the last minute of the game, so we are not scoring even close to what we used to in Division 2 and 3. We would score 4, 5, 6 goals a game. There's been 2 games where we scored 1 goal, 0 goals. We're not scoring enough or even close to enough. And then that play, another terrible play, would give him a 1-0 lead. And Stamkos with some pretty good pressure right there would take this, throw it. Drew would get it, throw it, and Gabrick would finish to tie the game at 1. Gabrick's been very good, and this game would move to a shootout, so we pick up half a point. And like I said again, making the saves is not my strong suit. I've been scoring a nice little goal by Ovechkin, but making saves is not my strong suit. Some reason, I don't know why. I mean, I've just not making any saves. And again, we tie the game 2-2. He moves in, poke check, but somehow Giroux, I don't even know how he didn't lose the puck. And then we would lose this game, so we pick up another half point. Moving in onto the next game, trying to get some more offense going back in the tank. A little nice move right there, throw it to Raymond. Raymond would finish on the backhand, on the power play. And then on the penalty kill, we had the pressure in his zone, but then he would take it out, and he would also miss. So good, right? But we do not get the puck somehow out of all these chances, and no defense, some reason again. I was controlling a forward, but our defenseman just decided to leave, and he would tie the game. And he would also, on another power play, take the lead. I don't know how our goalie didn't make the save, but okay. And Ovechkin to Giroux to the back of the net on our 5-on-3 power play, and the same power play, Giroux would snipe it. 3-2 lead for us there. He would tie the game, and then we would take the lead again, and then we finally, little move right there, trying to get a little comfortable here, take the 2-goal lead with the end of the second period. So we don't want to give up another one of those. We do win this game 5-4. He gets another goal, but it was nothing special. It was like a minute left, and I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm trying to cut down some things. Move into the next game. We picked up a point last game. Move into this game, and we take a nice little goal right there and a penalty kill. And then Duchesne keeps the puck in, and Ovechkin, Ovechkin snipes it 2-0. He would come on in 2-1. This game is extremely ugly, so hopefully you guys don't mind. He takes 2-1, and then we make it 3-1. and then he makes it 3-2, and I'm gonna guess you guys know what's coming up next. We make it 4-2. So Stamkos and Ovechkin have been sniping, and then they've been coming back with the other team and coming back, and we get a really nice lucky goal there to make it 5-2. So at that point, I thought we had an easy win, but some plays like that happened, like that right there. No one picked it up, and he would snipe it with 4.3 seconds on our power play. Then he would go right there and score again, 5-4, and then he just misses the net. We can't get it out. All these poke checks don't work, and he ties the game. So extremely ugly. Hated what happened. We went to another shootout, so it's like the 4th shootout this episode. And this episode doesn't really go good for us at all. This shootout, again, I don't know how they just keep scoring on my goalie. We've had Ward, we've had Missian. Doesn't matter. Can't make a save, and in this shootout, we can't score. So that's how it plays, and sadly, we lose this shootout. So spoiler alert there, and that would be another half point. But we're going to take a total whopping 7.5 points, and we're going to trade this huge trade for Pavel Datsyuk, and he is going to be replacing Stamkos. So sorry, Stamkos, you've been a really good player for us, but I need to make some changes, and Datsyuk is now a part of the Dekestry. So welcome aboard, Datsyuk, and that's 3 out of the 7.5 points out the door.
Creatures lie here, looking through the window. Monster, how shall I feel? Creatures lie here, looking through the window.
First you said neck, yeah, and look back. Get him free, I get in all that. Girl, I perform for you like a porn star. You had enough, then I just need a little bit more. New music, new mood, new position. New erotic sounds, it's going down. Now listen, I can hear your heartbeat, you sweating. I can paint a perfect picture, I get deeper and deeper. I told you I get you, I work that, murk that, just the way you like it, baby. Turn a quickie into an all-nighter, maybe. The sex vibe, you match my sex vibe. Baby, you moving as fast as a NASCAR ride. Switch gears, slow down, go down, whoa now. You can feel every inch of it when we intimate. I use my tongue, baby. I leave you sprung, maybe. I had your head spinning, saying 50 something crazy. Yeah.
You're moving too swift, you can't keep up the pace. Might not finish the race, but do it now before it's too late to switch. Like how you make an Impala lift, but this ain't a car, this your heart, and it's hard to be fixed. You gon' break it if you don't downshift, and I know you get a rush when you hang around risks, but you don't get enough when you breaking down sick. All ill, can't move your wheels, I'm feeling like shit. Just a mile back, you was feeling white bricks, now you sitting on bricks with your car on straight. Radio gone, insurance won't cover. Pink job wreck and you dragging your muffler. Wouldn't listen being but I bet you here now. Cause you got to take it off with it's like that, yeah.
Your time when everything's wrong, you make it right. I feel so high, I come alive. I need to be free with you tonight. I need your